Installing and removing a president is a constitutional provision. It's a constitutional mechanism. There is constitutional order in this country. How you place, how you elect. So it cannot, and I'm happy that Kenyans now realize that the opposite of that is actually anarchy, and we don't want anarchy. So it is our service that will help sustain the republic. The nation requires us, and we are paid by Kenyans. We are paid by Kenyans. Let's work harder. Sometimes when I pass through here, I find some people have not come. Let's give all our time and extra time. The demand on us is very high, especially around this time. So let's give it all. We have the necessary documentation. We have our strategies. The policy is in place. Where it is not complete, we have sufficient registration to help us move the work we are doing in the 3 state departments. I know some of the cartels, in fact, were trying to push their memorandums. Some of them were late. They were pushing their memorandums. The day of vetting, wakaambiwa we siku ziliiza jana. Nitaitisha some of those memorandums. Nisome nijue ilikuwa inasema nini. But I had 9 memorandums against me. Some of them, of course, ni porojo na propaganda. Others is lack of clarity. Accusations about freehold and leasehold became a big debate. Correcting some tax on freeholds became almost a wateroo for me, because nobody wants to pay. People want service, but nobody wants to pay for the service. So we have to find a way of engaging Kenyans, even where we want to levy or to collect fees, so that they are with us and they work with us and they agree that this is actually the right way to go. Some of the fees I was being bombarded with the questions are fees that we raised from 1980, we've never touched. But still Kenyans are where they want us to be in 1980, but then when they come to the office, obviously they expect real-time service delivery, including digitization. How do you support it? So we have programs, my PSS, we have programs that we now must find a way of expediting. I'm happy that we have very seasoned administration officers in terms of our work. Marim and his colleagues are very seasoned. Jana tulikuwa na Abdi, another seasoned PhD holder. Akatuambia upande wenu is just to implement the orders and the instructions. You will ask later, what were those instructions? Ukifika kule, when you reach, is when you try to understand, Allah, I got instructions, I'm here, what were the instructions telling me to do? Ufanye uulize maswali baadaye. In other words, they were saying efficiency, there is no time to waste, there is no time to joke around. And I'm happy that even you yourselves, I'm sure you felt jolted by things that you didn't see coming. But I want to encourage you, to tell you that there obviously will be a paradigm shift in the way, especially we communicate. We have done a lot of work, but communication must be something as government we must ensure, even wherever we are, even when directors go to the field, they must thereafter tweet or send a message in our communication pages to say, we came to launch this. Maybe the minister is not there, the PS is not there, but you went to hand over the site. You are handing over the site as if you are handing over a small plot at your backyard. You are handing over a site of a government project. At least let the Kenyans know you were there, and this site we have handed over. Maybe the minister, the office is coming back to launch. So there is a lot that we will do together. We have, I'm confident. I'm very confident And I truly, even if I was to be asked, I wouldn't have preferred to go to any other ministry. I would still have chosen, if it was my choice, to come back here, but the president found it necessary to bring me back because obviously he can see our reports and he knows where we are. We have certainly made some good progress, and it is important that we push that progress to conclusion. Change your attitude towards Kenyans. I would also change mine where maybe it is not in tandem. Embrace Kenyans, even, Kenyans are our employers. Unasemekana, your boss is always right. You do the right thing, but your boss is always right. So it's up to you to find a way of correcting where you need to guide Kenyans as to what we are doing. Because I really, truly think that this government is on the right trajectory. That His Excellency, the President, is on the right trajectory. He's one person, one president, that I think the whole world now, globally, people in other countries know President William Ruto. And I'm sure most of us here may not know maybe 20 presidents of other countries. But William Ruto has built the profile of this country in the last 2 years to the highest level, so that recognition and the need for cooperation and partnership with other countries has built up, and that we expect should spur growth and development by way of new investment, so that we should be in Africa the next investment direction for everybody worldwide. Kenya must ride high in coordinating Africa as a continent. And I think the president has already taken off with his climate action program. So asanteni sana. Mungu amenionea huruma. Rais akakubali mambo ya Mungu, akanirudisha hapa, niko tayari kufanya kazi. And I'm grateful to have such a committed workforce. Let's make it happen. Let us not be the ministry that will be marked last. We must do the magic. Indeed, because the issue of cartels also arose, I had to think very quickly, what is a cartel? But I decided a cartel is a thief. Because whether it's a cartel in the land office, whether it's a cartel in the Ministry of Health, kuko kwa KEMSA, whether it's a cartel in environment, cutting trees, whether it's a cartel in the other areas of government offices, still they are trying to get advantage of government processes and systems to enrich themselves unfairly. And they work in cohort with some of the staff. Sometimes they confuse our staff. Sometimes they come with stories. Sometimes they drop names, especially the ones who drop names. How piga sana how? The ones who drop names of people, sometimes even drop. When I was away, there were some dropping names that they were working for me. While I was away, kuna wengine wameshikwa, wakasema ati wananijua. Of course, everybody now in Kenya knows the Minister for Land. Nikasema wawekwe ndani kabisa. Because, you are on your own if you do the wrong things. The other issue was, and I will conclude with this one, is that hatutabadilisha hiyo mwenendo ya kupigana na cartel generali. Upande wa public works, tungangane kabisa. We will get the president's support. We reestablish our regional offices properly. Upande wa housing is the best program in Kenya, employing over 150,000 youth. And people still think these numbers are fictitious. I am saying the numbers are there, they are real. We have our projects employing, on average, at maximum level of the project, about 6 to 8 workers per housing unit. Wapi makofi? So, people, in another 1 year, this project will be speaking for itself. This program, it's not a project, it's a program. We expect to deliver the numbers we promised, but we are calling on a lot of support from everybody, every stakeholder, including us here. Let us start liking this program, because we are the ones funding the housing program. Na hakuna watu wanasikia uchungu kidogo. But if you look at this program, at the projects that we are coming up with, at the possibility of somebody owning a decent home you would never have owned, we must give this program a tick. Digitization, we now lobby for more money. Generally, hiyo kazi sasa ni nyingi, so that we can complete it faster. You remember that question was constant. When are we finishing digitization? These are very serious questions. And we have been grappling around it with my peers and wondering, why is it taking long? But we know part of the handle or barrier is funding. So we have to work harder to have it properly funded so that we finish. And then Kenyans can have their title secure, then cartels can find elsewhere. Wapereke mambo yao pahali ingine. Sawa? Thank you very much. I think I've said enough. I'm renewed also. And I have new energy. And I'm not about to lose my job. Mbele ya niluzi yangu, we utakuwa ndiwe umelu. So let us help each other. We keep our jobs and we work for Kenyans. Nobody needs to lose their job. But musiniskume mpaka mimi ndio nita lose job na ukae kwa job. Hapana. And the Kenyans don't seem to have patience. And I agree with them. Tuko kwa ofisi, let us work. Na vile mumefanya nirudi hapa, niko na imani na nyinyi. Ningekuwa unaona, I mean, it is obvious, it's clear. Hapa ni kuscore vizuri, tumescore. But we must make sure the gains we have made are consolidated to make this ministry shine. All the state departments have capacity, like Akechi nilikuwa naulizwa maswali yako ya hii manyumba inaanguka. Are we regulating properly? I had to quickly look for an answer that doesn't expose the ministry unnecessarily, because I know, and I said, I threw back the ball to Kenyans, because they also must make the work of government easy. You are a developer, we have regulation, we have a code, we have building plans, regulations, you are not following, and when the collapse of the building happens, then we take the blame. So Kenyans must be encouraged to be part of their development programs. Asanteni sana, and God bless you.